to
George.
To George.
Chief Inspector.
Chief Inspector.
Of the MTTD.
All right. ACP does it.
But it's worrying, Uncle Bo. It's not
Indeed
a
it
comfortable
is.
sight.
Indeed it is. I think we are one of the most dangerous people to see driving in Ghana. Outside Ghana, we are fantastic.
Where there are systems that check us.
In Ghana, we are. But you're asking what I discovered.
What did you discover?
I discovered that when I'm running against time, I'm one dangerous driver.
But you see, that's the thing. If the systems are such that you can't afford to be a dangerous driver,
yeah,
then
no, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that to my shame. So
yeah. Oh well, we appreciate your honesty, Uncle Bo. We appreciate your honesty. But speaking of food for thought, which is always an honest engagement, it's brought to you by Roverman Productions. Now, Roverman, in partnership with Joy FM and National Theatre, presents a brand new Ebo White play titled Dora. Why? At the National Theatre on the 6th, 7th, 20th, 21st, and 22nd of April 2019. So please, it's the first weekend and the third weekend of April. It's not the first and second weekends. It's the first and third weekend of April. And on the third weekend, it's going to be 3 days. Okay, so today is the 25th of March.
Today is 25th.
That means that we can't get early bird tickets anymore.
No, early birds
have run out.
Done, but the regular tickets
but the regular tickets are still on sale for 80 Ghana cedis, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you can go to any of the usual outlets. I'll run you through them later. But you can also buy your tickets through the Roverman Productions mobile money platforms on MTN, Vodafone, and Airtel Tigo. Details are on rovermanproductions.com, ROVERMAN, productions.com, and its other social media platforms. Buy your tickets for Dora. Why? Now, Vodafone, hey, did I say Vodafone? Pardon me. Roverman Productions, be the difference, and GCB Bank is also helping us bring you food for thought. GCB Bank, your bank for life. Good morning again, Uncle. What's the message?
Yeah, a lady called Dora, when the announcement was first made, the daughter asked her, Mama, what have you done?
Dora herself will find out.
So, Dora, why the days are 6th and 7th, and then 20th, 21st, and 22nd is the Easter weekend from the 20th to 22nd. Dear Amanda, I'm happy that you wrote me to tell me about how my nephew is killing something in you. You said he's allowing too many girls to come between the two of you. You said you have asked him to quit being active in church because it is bringing him too much attention from the girls and creating a lot of interference in your relationship. You know, about a week ago, my nephew informed me that you had built a wall between the two of you, and I asked him to do whatever he could to break it down. Now I realize that breaking the wall down is one thing, ensuring that the wall does not come up again is another. The two of you will need some counseling, and I will check with some of my friends to see which of them would be available and most suitable for you. For now, though, I have a few things to say to you and to my nephew, and they come from Mr. and Mrs. Ajete Annan, the last couple I hosted on Anchor, my Facebook Live platform. Ajete Annan is one of Ghana's finest and most accomplished actors. He is very disciplined and takes his craft seriously. Acting is his life. He met and fell in love with Elom, the young lady who would become his wife, on the set of a TV series he was working on. The love blossomed and they married a few years later. And when they married, Elom stopped him from acting, and so he took up a job as a marketing manager. He gave his best to the job, but he was not doing what he loved, and it began to tell on him and made him a grumpy husband. Fortunately for the two of them and for the whole of Ghana, Elom was smart enough to seek advice on how to deal with a husband who seemed to have lost his zest for life. The person she turned to was God sent. She advised the worried wife to free her husband to do what he loved, which was acting. And the good news is that she listened to the advice and encouraged her husband to return to his first love, acting. And the rest, as the cliché goes, is history. I picked a few lessons from the experience of Ajete Annan and his wife. The first lesson is that a woman should be careful not to kill the thing about her man that attracted her to him in the first place. It is a common mistake women make, and I'm afraid you are making the same mistake. In one of your letters, you indicated that it was my nephew's commitment to church, and especially his obvious anointing as a praise and worship leader at church, that attracted you to him. And now you are saying that his dynamism in church has made him a star in the church and is drawing too much attention from girls to him, and so you're asking him to take a back seat in church or even to move to another church. Listen, Amanda, if my nephew, out of regard for you, stops doing what he enjoys, if you get him to stop doing what he thinks he has been gifted to do, you will have him to yourself, but you will only have his husk and not his spirit and his soul, because those would be imprisoned. I'm sure that having many girls drawn to your man can be annoying and sometimes even unsettling, but killing what makes him tick will not help you and will not help the relationship either. The second lesson is that for every gifted person, his gift or calling is his first love, and any woman in his life must understand that or leave him alone. But the good news is that if the girl does not compete with the gifts, but finds ways of supporting and helping to nurture it, she makes herself more valuable than the gift. The third lesson is for my nephew, and since you exchanged the letters you received from me, I'm sure he will pick up this lesson. And the lesson is this: a star, and by a star I mean anyone who is a gifted and or talented person who is using his gift, cannot stop being attractive to many girls. A star cannot stop girls from admiring him and wanting more of him. But if that star is to stay relevant and remain in demand for the long term, he will have to learn to draw boundaries between himself and his fans, especially his female fans. Gifted and talented men must make a distinction between girls falling in love with them and girls falling in love with their craft or their gift or their performance. So my nephew stands before the congregation Sunday after Sunday and blows everyone's mind with his performance and charisma, and the girls love that. Well, that does not mean that they love him as a person. They just love what he does and how he does it. If the star does not learn to draw boundaries and stick by them, what will happen is that he will be swept off his feet by the adulation of his fans and destroy his relationship with the one girl who will still love him if he was not gifted or talented, the one girl who loves him for himself. Amanda, my nephew needs to ask himself, these girls swooning and throwing themselves at him, would they give him the time of day if he was no longer a performer? Would they love him for himself? My nephew must understand that you, Amanda, will stick with him and love him even if he lost his gifts and his platform. My nephew must therefore learn to draw the boundaries. He should not pick calls from fans when he's with you. He should stop sending and entertaining flirtatious and suggestive messages, even if he thinks that the girl on the other side understands that he's just joking. No star should encourage any moves from any quarters that he does not intend to go anywhere with. My nephew and stars like him should never underestimate how attractive they are to members of the opposite sex. They should never underestimate the power they have over their fans. They should therefore take steps to protect themselves from being swept off their feet, and they should take steps to protect their relationships with the significant people in their lives. Having said that, Amanda dear, just keep doing your best to make your relationship as happy and stress-free as possible. Discover ways of making him value you so much that nothing any girl out there offers would impress him. Being in a relationship with a star is not easy. The fans do not make it easy. But it becomes hell when the star himself fails to draw the boundaries that keeps the fans in their place and protects him and his privacy. My nephew has work to do. But for the woman in the life of a star, the solution is never to stop the star from being a star. Help your star Help your star become an even bigger star, and he reward you by putting you above his fans every time. As for my nephew, I've asked him to come and visit this week. When he comes, I shall walk him through how to conduct himself as a minister in church without harming himself and his relationship with you. And this is your uncle in your corner, Uncle Ebo White.
Thank you very much, Uncle Ebo White. I wouldn't say anything about this message.
All right, ACP.
Yeah, so it's a very helpful message too. I will not comment about it.
And that goes for people like you. Those of you who are out there who are become stars and celebrities.
Oh.
People hear your voice every morning. They're going, "Oh, Daddy."
Uncle Ebo. Yeah, one of the men I really appreciate in the world. You know that. No. I'm speaking very honestly. I really. So I can't comment this message. I can't comment on it. But thank you very much.
All right. Okay. I won't push you on that.
Okay.
Since you bribed me.
Okay, so we are taking these important messages, and when we come back, May Odui Eboa, who is the head of the